Okay, starting to close up the chapter. Let's talk about bile salts. Well, bile salts are synthesized or made in the liver from cholesterol and stored in the gallbladder. They have polar and nonpolar regions that act like soaps to make fat soluble in water. They help absorption of cholesterol. So when large amounts of cholesterol accumulate in the gallbladder, this can be a bad thing, and gallstones, as you can see in this picture, can be formed. And those are very painful. So what you can see is the structure here of the bile acid, okay, from cholic acid, and then you have the glycine that's from the amino acid, and that those two parts come together to make sodium glycocholate, which is a type of a bile salt. So what about lipoproteins and lipid transport? Well, lipids are nonpolar, and they're made more soluble by combining them with glycophospholipids and proteins to form water-soluble complexes that are called lipoproteins. Okay? Lipoproteins surround nonpolar lipids with polar lipids and protein to help transport for the cells. They're soluble in water because the surface consists of those polar lipids. So you can see that we have our inner core of the nonpolar lipids, which has the cholesterol esters and the triglycerols. And then you have the polar surface, which are going to have those polar heads, and then those tails are going to be on the inside water-based area. So the spherical or circle-shaped lipoprotein particle surrounds the nonpolar lipids with the polar lipids and proteins to be able, again, to transport to body cells. So we have a couple different types of lipoproteins. So they differ in density, composition, and function, and they include low-density lipoproteins, or LDLs, and the high-density lipoproteins, or HDLs. So you can see the difference in kilomicrons, the VLDLs, the LDLs, HDLs, the composition by mass of the different types of lipids in that table. So how do we transport these lipoproteins in the body? Well, lipoproteins such as HDLs and LDLs, they transport nonpolar lipids and cholesterol to the cells in the liver. So you can just kind of think of them kind of like shuttles, okay? So steroid hormones, these guys, they're chemical messengers that serve as a communication system between the body, or for the body, and they're produced by cholesterol. They have male sex hormones like testosterone and androsterone, and they have female sex hormones such as estrogens and progesterone. We also have adrenal corticosteroids from the adrenal glands, and these would be like mineral corticosteroids, which would be involved in electrolyte balance, as well as glucocorticoids, which are going to be regulating those glucose levels. So again, look for those root words. Gluco, we talked about, is a single 6-carbon sugar. Mineral, think of mineral waters, right? Those are the ones that are going to have your electrolytes. So what are the different structures of these guys? Well, you have your testosterone, you have your estrogen or estradiol, progesterone, and norestradiol. Okay, so you can see that they all have that same like backbone, and then the side groups are going to be different, and that's what makes them different between the different steroids. So linking this to health, what are anabolic steroids? Well, anabolic steroids, these are derivatives of testosterone, and they are usually used illegally to increase muscle mass. They have side effects such as fluid retention, hair growth, sleep disturbance, and liver damage. Okay, and there's a subset of them that you can see there. Adrenal corticosteroids, these are steroid hormones that are called adrenal corticosteroids. They are produced by the adrenal glands located up at the top of each kidney. They include aldosterone, which regulates the electrolytes and water balance in the kidneys, and they also include cortisone, which is a glucocorticoid, which increases the blood glucose level and stimulates the synthesis of glycogen in the liver, which is our sugar storage molecule. Okay, so here is your picture of your adrenal corticosteroids. Okay, so let's do a quick little study check. Identify each of the following as a fatty acid, a steroid, or a triglycerol. Okay, pause me and come back. So, did you guys get this one? The cholesterol is a steroid. The stearic acid is a fatty acid. The glycerol triesterate is a tricycloglycerol. Estradiol is a steroid. And ones that contain no fatty acids are also your steroids. Great job.